Your guardian angels have something deeply reassuring to share with you today about someone in your life who sees you more clearly than you realize. They trust you completely, which is why it's okay to ask them for space when you need it. They won't mistake it for distance. The angels say, "You've come a long way from the version of yourself that used to over-explain, over-apologize, or push past your own needs just to keep the peace. That's not who you are anymore. And the person in your life now sees that. They understand that your silence isn't rejection, it's restoration. That kind of understanding doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of depth, awareness, and a willingness to love without fear. This person isn't watching the clock when you're quiet. They're not counting how many days pass before you reply. Instead, they're holding space for you, even in your absence. They trust that when you do return, emotionally, physically, or energetically, it's because you want to, not because you have to. And that kind of freedom, that's where real love lives. It's been a long time since you've started learning how to honor your own boundaries, and now the universe is sending you someone who respects those boundaries without question. They don't need constant reassurance because they've come to understand that your connection runs deeper than surface level exchanges. How often do we find ourselves needing to prove our care through constant updates, replies, or explanations? Yet with this person, there's no need to perform. There's no pressure to always be on. They understand that love isn't measured by how often you check in. It's felt in the quiet consistency that exists beneath the surface. Maybe you've already noticed this in a small, quiet way. The time when they didn't push, didn't ask, didn't question, just waited warmly until you were ready to re-emerge. That kind of intuitive connection is rare, and maybe that's what your soul has been needing all along. Someone who meets your energy without pulling at it. Someone who gives you room to move, breathe, and even wander without ever making you feel like love is something that needs to be constantly proven in order to remain real. This is someone who senses when your silence means you're recharging, not retreating, and because they trust the truth of what you share with them, they won't fill in the blanks with fear. I repeat, they trust you completely, which is why it's okay to ask them for space when you need it. They won't mistake it for distance. Real love doesn't grip too tightly. It breathes. It understands. And the one who truly cares for you knows that your need for solitude has nothing to do with a lack of affection or commitment. No one understands that better than this person. They know that when you need space, you're not pulling away, you're pausing. You're listening inward, gathering strength, and reconnecting with yourself so that you can show up more fully in your relationship. And because of that understanding, they give you the gift of stillness. Their love for you is patient, steady, and secure. It is rooted in trust and mutual respect, not possessiveness. They're not counting the hours you're away or measuring your closeness by how often you speak. They're tuned into the energy that exists between you even when words aren't exchanged. It's the kind of connection that doesn't demand noise to feel alive. And maybe that's one of the first things you noticed about them, how their presence never overwhelmed you, only ever made room for you. There's a quietness to the way they love, not because they're distant, but because they're grounded. They know the difference between absence and abandonment. And more importantly, they know how to be near you without taking from you. Can you remember a moment when you were with them and didn't need to speak, yet somehow everything felt understood. That's not just chemistry. That's safety. That's energy aligning in a way that doesn't have to be explained. It's a bond built not on constant effort, but on natural resonance. The kind that feels effortless not because it lacks depth, but because it honors it. It's easy to forget that this is what healthy love looks like. So many people equate absence with indifference or assume that closeness means constant contact. But this person isn't like that. They've seen the strength it takes for you to ask for what you need, and instead of resisting it, they admire you for it. In a world that often misinterprets stillness as disconnect, they know better because they know you and they're not going anywhere. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you don't feel the need to shrink or shapeshift just to keep someone close. You can simply be. That's not something to take lightly. It means you've reached a point where your truth is no longer something you have to hide. Your inner world, with all its ebbs and flows, is seen as something valuable, not something to be fixed or tolerated, but cherished and held with care. You deserve that kind of love, the kind that doesn't make you feel like you're too much or not enough, depending on the day. The kind that remains even when you're unsure of what you need. Can you feel how different that is from what you may have experienced before? This is a partnership, not a performance. And your guardian angels are reminding you that it's not only real, it's unfolding now in ways that your heart is finally ready to receive. Your guardian angels wanted to remind you that this kind of connection, built on emotional maturity rather than insecurity, is rare. You're allowed to need room to breathe and to take your time doing so. And the person who's meant to walk beside you won't fear your independence. They'll celebrate it and wait for you without resentment, trusting that when you return to them, it will be with an even fuller heart. So let yourself exhale. Let yourself believe that you don't have to fight to be understood, not with this person. Your energy doesn't need to be explained or defended. It simply needs to be honored. And that's exactly what's happening here. Love isn't asking you to change. It's offering you peace, a kind of peace that comes not from being perfect, but from being accepted just as you are. If this feels unfamiliar, that's okay. If part of you still waits for the other shoe to drop, that's understandable too. Healing takes time, but the presence of this kind of love, patient, present, and willing, is a sign that you're ready to experience connection in a way that doesn't drain you. This is what it means to be met, not managed. Your guardian angels want you to trust that this chapter is different. It's softer, it's safer, and above all, it's yours. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, thank you for placing someone in their life who understands the quiet language of love, one that listens without needing constant sound and trusts without demanding proof. Grant them the continued courage to honor their own boundaries and the peace that comes from being met with patience instead of pressure. May they always feel safe in the stillness, knowing that real love holds space without fear. Amen. Now is a good time to pause for a minute and take comfort from this truth. The right person won't question your need for space. They'll trust the bond that holds the two of you together. Because love, in its truest form, makes room. Type 1111 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone that you haven't met. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?